Good evening, it's September 9th, 2007. It's a Sunday evening, and I hope you all had a great weekend. Welcome to the Tropical Update from Kenny Weather. Incidentally, tonight we had 3 new areas of interest tagged by the National Hurricane Center. That is Invest 90L, Invest 91L, and Invest 92L. I'll go through those in order for you. 90L is in the Gulf of Mexico, and it does look like there's some convection with it at this time, and there's some potential for development. Invest 91L is just off the Cape Verde Islands of Africa, and that is also showing some signs of development, and I think that could indeed develop, and it could be a long-track tropical system into the Atlantic Basin. And Invest 92L is the one that I am looking at most in depth during this tropical update. Invest 92L is just north of the Leeward Islands, and some of the models do bring it into the east coast of the United States. This is certainly one to watch. However, the big if here is if the convection were to refire. At this time, it's looking very scrawny with regards to deep thunderstorm development around the center, and that's something that is of concern if you do want tropical development. If you want some excitement, this is something that you don't want because there is no convection around the center at this time. Now that could change as the evening goes on, and if it does change, a tropical depression could form either late tonight in the wee hours of tomorrow morning or tomorrow during the afternoon. Now, if convection does not form, it could either dissipate or it could just take some more time to develop, and I believe that it'll either be developing tomorrow or it'll take some time, but I do not think it will be dissipating. But of course, you want to leave all options for this storm open. Now let me show you a quick satellite image and some model imagery of Invest 92L. So this is the infrared satellite as of about 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, and as you can see, 92L does not look too healthy tonight, but you can see a definite swirl in that mass, so if convection were able to fire, then there could certainly be a tropical depression there in the next day or two. This is the latest computer model guidance on 92L, the storm that we just saw on satellite, and as you can see, most of the models take it in a general west-northwest or northwest direction, and that could have it threatening the southeast United States and possibly the DC area with the remnants later on in the next week or two, and that all depends on the speed, of course. Now, the ship's model does take this, and it does bring it into a tropical cyclone status. We'll just have to see if the convection can develop around it. Now, up in the upper left-hand part of your screen, underneath the banner, you can see that the southeast part of the United States is right there. So this is certainly a storm to watch. So that was Invest 92L, and obviously you can see it does have some potential for development, but it's going to need to develop some convection around the center of circulation. I want to take you next to see 91L, yeah, that's right. And 91L is the storm that is just off the Cape Verde Islands of Africa, and that could also pose some threat to the United States in the near future. So this is Invest 91L, which is off the Cape Verde Islands of Africa. You can see that it sort of looks like a mess right now, but there's certainly some convection with this one, and you can certainly see some turning with that system in a cyclonic direction. So this is certainly going to be one to watch. Now I'm going to take you to some computer models for 92L, or actually this one's 91L. So looking at these computer models, what I think is it's a little bit too early to tell because there haven't been that many computer model runs on it yet. But it looks like this may be going into the Caribbean. Now obviously there's a lot of time for this to change, and some of the models do want to edge it north a little bit, but we're going to need to give this a few more days to sort of pan out and see which direction it's really heading in, and after that we can assess where it's going. But at this point it looks like it's really anyone's guess. Now, because we are running a little bit short on time, I'm not going to go into detail on 90L right now, which is the Gulf of Mexico system. But you can certainly see that the Atlantic is starting to heat up, and the peak season is September 10th. So it's fitting that tomorrow is the peak season, and we already have, or right now we have, 3 new areas of interest from the National Hurricane Center. So you'll certainly want to stay tuned for more updates on those as they become available. And I think the one I'm looking at the most closely right now is Invest 92L, which could impact the southeast United States and bring the remnants or even a weak tropical storm into the DC area within the near future. But we'll get into more details with that as it becomes available and as the event draws closer. And it may miss the United States. There's so much that could happen, as is the case with weather in general. I'm sorry I couldn't get you an animation of 92L. Let me try to pull one up right now, as a matter of fact. And there's the animation. I actually could get it up after all. And as you can see, it's pretty much the same story. It's lost a lot of convection with it, but if it can regain that convection, we could see a tropical depression very soon. So thank you for watching tonight's tropical update. We will be back as needed, and hopefully tomorrow night I'll have another update for you on all of the active tropics that are now happening. So once again, thank you for watching the Kenny Weather Tropical Update Weather Webcast for Sunday, September 9th, 2007. We hope you rejoin us tomorrow night for the next webcast scheduled.